It's Kicking It Live with Jessica Stelzer, Jen Gomez, Will Reynolds, Maria Manessi, Annie Ranke, Ava Toll, Max Buckley, Ellie Hartram, Alex Chris, Tad Fountain, Sydney Lake, Garrett Jepson, Rebecca Murray, Peter Zelnick.
Happy Friday, Bears. Welcome to Kickin' It Live.
Coming up, we look at a fun way to invest your time, signing day, the fall play, and Mr. Wittenberg joins us live this morning to announce the photo contest winners.
Veterans Club is hosting 25 veterans to lunch today. Veterans Day was Monday, and this allows our community to thank our veterans for their service and to learn about their time serving in the armed forces. These veterans will speak to selected students in the Learning Center during lunch periods. If you see a vet walking in the hall or around the school throughout the day today, introduce yourself and thank them for their service.
Disney Plus, a streaming service with Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic content, came out on Tuesday. With more than 10 million user signups, Disney's stock price is projected to increase by 20% over the next year. Students looking for a fun way to get a hands-on look onto how to invest in the rising stock market can join Investment Club. Jessica Stelzer reports.
Investors Club is being reinvented this year by club leaders Santi Mora and Mitch Brewer.
I just want to get a group of people together and basically discuss topics regarding the stock market and different companies that we're interested in to invest.
These club members have one goal.
These people that want to get into the business world know about the stock market, and we want our interests to become their interests, and I think this is great.
This club has existed in years past, but this is the first time it's being led by Brewer and Mora with the help of Mr. Davis.
Students who started it before us, they just kind of started to just screw around. We actually wanted to make sure that people learn.
The club meets every Thursday after school. This has been Jessica Stelzer reporting for the WARL.
If you're looking to invest time in this club, they meet in room 201 every Thursday after PM office hours.
Instagram is removing like counts from some accounts in the US this week. Instagram has already implemented hidden like counts in other countries. This is an experiment to see the effects on users and the platform.
Only the person who posts the video or photo will see how many likes it receives. The idea behind the private like count is to remove the anxiety and validation some users feel around the number of likes. With 90% of Instagram users being under the age of 35, this change aims to decrease younger generation's obsession with social media. And now to Ellie and Rebecca with sports.
Hey Bears, welcome back to sports.
Winter sports are taking over with Hockey Bears traveling up to North Michigan and Sylvania, Ohio for an all-weekend tournament.
To kick off the basketball season, the senior girls take on the senior boys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Admission is $5 and all proceeds from the game go to Nationwide Children's Hospital.
Ohio State football player Chase Young is suspended for one more game because he admitted last week that he accepted a loan last year from someone described as a family friend, but repaid it in full.
Although Young repaid the loan, the NCAA considers it an extra benefit because Young didn't meet the friend until after his recruitment to Ohio State had started.
Young will miss tomorrow's game against Rutgers, but will be back to go against Penn State on November 23rd.
Speaking of collegiate sports, some of our winter sports athletes were among the 10 UAHS female athletes who signed their commitment to play college-level sports on Wednesday. Alex Chris reports.
The 2019 Fall National Signing Day happened on November 13th. 10 UA athletes signed their letters of intent to play at the collegiate level. Sammy Ansel committed to the University of South Carolina for beach volleyball. Cassidy Barron committed to the University of Findlay for track. Taylor Barron committed to Otterbein University for softball. Emily Hummer committed to the Ohio State University for golf. Molly Kirshner committed to the College of Wooster for lacrosse. Riley Keene is committed to Dickinson College for lacrosse. Allie Morgan committed to the University of Illinois for gymnastics.
It was super cool. having like all my friends and family here to support me, and I can't wait to do gymnastics at the University of Illinois.
Arissa Pippins committed to Otterbein University for basketball, Elena Schillemeyer committed to the University of Virginia for lacrosse, and Grace Wild committed to Gettysburg College for soccer.
It was really exciting. It was fun with all my friends coming and supporting me and just signing with everyone else. I'm just really excited for the next 4 years of playing soccer at Gettysburg College.
They would all like to thank their friends, family, and coaches that have got them to this point. There will be another National Signing Day in the spring. This has been Alex Chris for the WARL.
National Signing Day takes place on February 5th, where more UAHS athletes will be represented.
One alternative to participation in UAHS athletics is competitive cheerleading. I took a closer look on the hard work put into this year-long sport. Competition cheerleading is a year-round sport many students at UAHS participate in. There are 3 major gyms in central Columbus: Rock Solid, Step 1, and Cheer Athletics.
I think I'm the only one that's been to all 3 gym locations like in central Columbus. So there's like a little bit of like tension between all 3 of them because we're like the 3 most popular ones in Columbus.
Competition cheerleaders work hard tumbling, stunting, and perfecting routines at practice up to 4 times a week in order to prepare for competitions.
A routine for cheer is comprised of tumbling, stunting, jumps, and dance.
They're usually once a month and they're 2 days, so they're both Saturday and Sunday.
Normally we get there pretty early, we warm stuff up, and then we go out on the competition floor and compete, and then we have awards afterward.
Throughout the many different aspects of competition cheerleading, the athletes share some of their favorite parts.
My favorite part of competition cheer is stunting. I continue to do it just because I love everything about the sport.
So far it's definitely been World, since that's the biggest competition you can go to as a competition cheerleader, and we finished 10th last year, and we're really hoping to go again.
It's just kind of fun to meet people that like I don't go to school with, and here's my best friend Amanda.
This has been Rebecca Murray for the WARL.
Many Ohio high schools also have competitive cheerleading as a winter sport, but Upper Arlington ended their program after the 2015-2016 season.
Now let's kick it to Max and Jen with community news.
Welcome to Community News. Last night at 6 p.m., the 5th day of the schools was held at the high school.
The program included student performances from elementary schoolers to high schoolers. Paul Imhoff says that a crucial part of this work will be developing a profile of a learner for Upper Arlington schools.
Imhoff states that this learner will articulate the knowledge, skills, and attributes that we believe will prepare our students to serve, lead, and succeed in Upper Arlington and beyond.
The Laramie Project held its first show Wednesday night. Sydney Lape reports more.
Every year, UAHS puts on a fall play. This year, it was the Laramie Project.
So the Laramie Project is about this college student named Matthew Shepard, and in 1998 he was brutally beaten and murdered and left for dead, and this theater company, went down to Laramie, Wyoming and interviewed a ton of people. So basically the show is just us telling the story of all these people who lived in Laramie, Wyoming.
21 students, ranging from all grades, have been a part of putting the show on. It has taken a lot of time to prepare.
It's been a couple months of rehearsing. It's been a long process. We normally have a few hours of rehearsal after school pretty much every day.
The final 2 shows will be held tonight and tomorrow night at 7:30 in the Little Theater. This has been Sydney Lape reporting for the WARL.
Tickets are $10 and can be bought before the show.
In other entertainment news, for maybe a younger audience, was the Baby Shark Party yesterday at Upper Arlington Public Library.
The event is just as it sounds, a party for kindergartners through 5th graders that included shark games, crafts, and of course, dancing to the Baby Shark song.
Now we go live to Will, who is live in the art wing with Mr. Wittenberg, who will be announcing the photo contest winners.
Welcome back to Special Reports. I'm near room 162 where Mr. Wittenberg teaches photography. He started the student photography contest 20 years ago. Mr. Witt, why did you start the photography contest?
Well, shortly after I was hired at high school, I formed Photo Club, which there wasn't a photo club before. So I was down the halls hanging studio artwork, and Mr. Kip Greenhill came by and said, "You know what, Scott, we should do something about promoting your photo club and the students' great artwork." And that was the beginning of it. From that point on.
It was a great idea. Traditionally, winning photos are displayed in the hallways throughout the school. What are the plans for the photographs at the new school?
Well, that's sort of an issue right now. We have been told that they will not hang them in the halls, so we have to figure out what we're going to do with them. So we had an idea amongst the staff, and I submitted that, and we're going to try to publish it.
Perfect. Hopefully the students can still show off their artwork. How did you pick the contest winners this year?
We always have the art teachers. Most of them contribute. I would never want to do it by myself because I know a lot of these kids, so we try to keep the bias out of it and all that. So we all team up together and kind of place our votes and then kind of get it all together, and that's it.
Perfect. With that, here are the photo contest winners.
In the color schemes category, first place goes to Susan Kim. Runners-up are Evelyn Thomas and Serena Gaudiali. In the nature category, first place goes to Aiden Brennan. Runners-up, Olivia Hench, Juliana Mustrick, Pierce Thompson, and Ruth Chalmers. In the fashion portraiture category, first place goes to Alex Johnson. Runners-up are Grayson Matthew Cook and J.J. Johnson. In the candidates category, first place goes to Gavin Zember Stifler. Runner-up, Lydia Muldoon. In the miscellaneous category, first place goes to Grayson Matthew Cook, and runners-up are Brooke DeWalt and Ingrid Locke. Congratulations to all the winners in this year's photo contest.
How was this year different from last year with picking the pictures?
Well, it's always hard to do it, but this year was particularly hard. We had a lot of submissions, and there's a lot of great stuff out of there, and they can't all win. We usually narrow it down to about 16, so it was just particularly difficult. And I just want to say to anyone who wasn't picked, don't feel bad, because there was a lot of competition and there's a lot of other factors.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Witt. Now back to Maine with Ava and Peter.
Thanks a lot.
All cars will need to be moved off of Mount Holyoke today by 4 p.m. All violators are subject to be towed.
Student reminder, the LC is closed during 4th and 5th period academic labs are moved to room 119. Plan ahead if you need to print today.
The Orchestra Bears are performing their annual Fall Philharmonic next Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the auditorium, and admission is free. Orchestra is performing with professional musicians and playing pieces by Tchaikovsky and more.
The evacuation drill is moved to next Tuesday. It'll be a longer drill as the full building must report to the stadium. So remember to bring your coats and stay warm.
On the next show, we look at giving thanks and Turkey Day fun.
That's all for today, Bears. And now, here is a PSA produced by Mass Media. Students Carolyn Hackett, Jenna Harold, and Maddie Sells on mental health.
Hey Maddie, what's going on? You're looking a little down.
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey Maddie. Hey. How you doing? You're looking a little down.
Yeah, I just haven't felt so great lately.
Do you want to go talk about it or something?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.